Most people stop trying because they think they're losing. You compare progress to everyone else, feel financially, physically, creatively, spiritually behind, and eventually you start asking yourself, what's the point anymore? But that feeling usually comes from viewing life as a finite game. When you when some of the most meaningful parts of life were never meant to be won in the first place. First thing to know is finite games create pressure. There's a clear beginning, clear ending, winners and losers, scoreboards, comparison. Some examples, the most common examples are school grades, social media followers, status, income comparisons, attractiveness, career titles. But there's also a psychological consequence viewing these as finite games. There's the fear of failure, judgment, shame, avoidance, procrastination, paralysis. When people believe they're losing, many stop playing entirely. It's that idea of, they're already ahead of me. I'm too far behind. Why even start? Why put more effort into this when I know I'm not going to win? And having that scoreboard mentality. I should own a house by now. I should be married. I should have figured life out. They're ahead of me. The analogy of, in a basketball game, you're down 30 in the fourth quarter. You're emotionally checked out. Your effort decreases or drops. We often treat our life the same way, depending on our circumstance. But infinite games feel different. There's no official ending, no permanent defeat. Participation matters more than victory, and you can pause and return anytime you want. A few examples of these infinite games are health, mindfulness, creativity, relationships, learning, spiritual growth, and self-awareness. You cannot permanently fail at infinite game unless you stop participating altogether. And infinite games can also reduce feelings of guilt or shame. The mindset shifts from I'm late to I'm still playing. I failed to I'm just taking a pause. I lost progress to I can return. It also can remove the catastrophic thinking of I'm behind, I'll never catch up, what's the point? Thinking of the worst case scenarios. That can result in us not even trying, not even attempting to try, and being complacent, okay with just doing the bare minimum, and then we wonder why we're not enjoying life, we're not looking forward to the next day because we already decided what's the point, I'm already behind, I can't win, there's other people ahead of me, they're keeping me down, holding me back, so I don't want to play this game anymore. But it can also reduce perfectionism and reduce identity attachment to outcomes. If we don't hold our identity to I'm successful, I'm here, I'm beating these people, I'm ahead of these people, because there's always going to be somebody that has more money than you, more attractive than you, has a larger social circle than you, more famous than you. So then you're consistently in that cycle of I have to be better than the next person, I'm better than the next person, I can't let that person become better than me. Then we fall into that cycle of comparisons, judgments, self-criticism. What's the point if they're ahead of me and I can't get ahead of them? That can be very limiting for being able to enjoy life and identifying your own version of success. Infinite games foster play. A child quickly learns because they play, they experiment. They're not obsessed with outcomes. They're just exploring. But adults, we overanalyze, have the fear of looking stupid, fear of losing, and holding that so core to our identity that we're not willing to try something new, continue trying at something even though it might be embarrassing. We're afraid to be the amateur. And we can miss out on a lot of opportunities, pursuits of greatness, pursuits of success, our own path to peace. Obsession with winning can kill curiosity. Focusing on being better than the next person, having the specific outcome. Sure, we can get some effective results. I'm not going to downplay that. But then, are we enjoying the process instead of just focusing on the specific outcome? And we might not even enjoy the process, but we realize that's the most effective to win the game, the finite game, beating somebody else. But is that sustainable? We might burn out. We might lose interest because we're just following trends and not what we actually enjoy or find sustainable. And curiosity can sustain that consistency, because we always want to learn, explore, see what else we can do, what is amusing and enjoyable for us, instead of just following those trends that lead to immediate measurements of success. Consistency beats intensity. The finite mindset has, I need to transform immediately. The infinite mindset has, I can keep returning tomorrow. Regarding health, fitness, meditation, content creation, relationships, personal growth, we don't get it at the snap of a finger. It's something that we keep showing up for daily. And if we can find that approach that we enjoy returning to, consistency will follow. Results often come from sustained participation, not emotional intensity. Well, that emotion can be an ignition of energy to get us started, whether it's through anger, pain, enjoyment, happiness. What word? But is it sustainable? Knowing that our emotions, our moods fluctuate. Our emotional investment can and will run out. So we have to identify what source of fuel can help us be or help us maintain this pursuit, this path as infinite games. They're not meant to be won, not meant to be lost. They're meant to be walked. It's a lifestyle. It's hard to lose at life when you can always return. When you stop treating life as temporary pauses, or when you stop treating temporary pauses as permanent defeats, we always have that foundation of, I can continue, I can build, I can iterate. We can overcome, we can grow. And that builds evidence, more confidence in ourselves, and overall more enjoyment in being able to look forward to these certain aspects or pillars in life that we established for ourselves, that we feel is our own definition of success or helps us along the path of peace. The moment you realize you can always return, life becomes lighter. But there's often a blanket of shame, guilt, comparison, judgment that can have us a fear of returning, going back, not looking like we're in the final form when we don't know the uncertainty of what constant pursuit What can emerge from that? What can emerge from us? What can we find within ourselves? When life starts feeling like living instead of winning, peace, immersion, presence, freedom from constant comparison becomes abundant. We're no longer looking over our shoulders or trying to get ahead of others or keep from falling behind. We're just focused on what's in our control. Focused on what allows us to identify what is worth living for. The goal stops being domination and becomes participation. Now, a series of quotes or one-liners that can resonate with people are as follows. Which one resonates the most with you? Comparison turns life into a scoreboard. Many people aren't exhausted from life, they're exhausted from measuring it. Infinite games remove the fear of being behind. You can pause an infinite game without losing it. Life feels heavier when everything becomes a competition. Curiosity survives longer than motivation. You don't need to win life to enjoy it. Some of the best parts of life cannot be measured. The moment you stop trying to beat everyone else, life becomes more immersive. You cannot permanently fail an infinite game unless you stop returning. In my several journeys of music production, there's always that video I saw that, wow, that beat or melody is so good, I'll never be able to make what they made. What's the point of me even trying? Comparison had a hold. But being able to shift my perspective, I'm just focusing on what do I want to hear? What sounds good to me? And over time, skills increase, curiosity persists, iterations happen, and I start liking and enjoying and finding more and more ways to tweak, alter, to make the beat or melody something that is soothing to me, is hypnotic to me, just like these background melodies of these videos. I would have never got this far if I kept looking at other people's work and expecting my work to be that way, to come out that way, to be better or to not be worse than theirs. Another journey is my health journey. Knowing that health is a lifestyle, and every choice we have throughout the day is a vote for our future health or a vote for our future dependence on man-made medicine, whether it's pain medication, things that control our blood pressure, being on IVs, having sleep apnea. So health isn't something that just is improved overnight. It takes iterations. It takes stepping back, seeing what works, what's sustainable, what isn't, what provides the results you're looking for. Exercise, movement, nutrition all support this health journey. We only have one body, one mind. Unless AI technology can transfer consciousness, that's still to be determined. And there's content creation, viewing other people with millions of views, thousands of subscribers, and I only currently have 5 right now. Technically 4. I'm subscribed to myself on a different account. But who am I doing it for? What parts of it am I enjoying? I do find myself enjoying yapping from time to time, I enjoy the process of creating these thumbnails with the help of AI. I wish this is some videos I would have saw in my younger years, also in self-marketing for my own business. So if others benefit, so be it. But to live for the approval of others, you will die from their rejection. So it's important to really identify what infinite game is worth playing. There's a lot of finite games, and they can almost be one and the same depending on your perspective and how you look at the game, the situation, the rules. What is worth it to you? And a lot of times, a lot of these games in life are not worth the effort. So being able to find which ones are valuable or produce valuable results or outcomes, or the process itself to you for that lifestyle, only you can determine that. Maybe the reason life feels so heavy is because you've unknowingly turned everything into a competition, a scoreboard, a ranking system, a race against other people. But some of the most meaningful parts of life were never supposed to be won. Health isn't something you permanently achieve. Peace isn't something you permanently secure. Growth isn't something you permanently finish. They're infinite games. You return to them, you practice them, you participate in them. And the moment you start viewing temporary pauses as permanent failures, life becomes lighter. Because then it's never too late. You're never completely behind. And as long as you're willing to return, the game is still being played. If something resonated with you, consider leaving a comment below and sharing what felt most impactful. To support the channel, you can like, subscribe, and/or share this video with someone who you feel might also benefit. Additional ways to support the channel can be found in the links in the description below. You will also find a link to my website, cravingfreedom.com, where you can access my ebooks. On the website, you can also find descriptions of what to expect from the ebooks. And if you feel ready to commit to your path towards freedom and are seeking in-depth guidance and support, consider applying for one-on-one coaching. Answers to frequently asked questions can also be found on the website. Thank you for your time.